Okay, so first of all, let me tell you that like today's topic is going to be the sources of error. Let me just mention it here. Sources of errors. So, like in the previous class, we just started with the floating point arithmetic, and we also discussed about what is a floating point number, normalization of the floating point. We discussed, and also discussed. We discussed the floating point arithmetic. We saw some programs, sorry, some numericals related to it, and today I'll just start with the sources of errors. And there are basically three sources of errors actually. So they are actually like input error, algorithmic error, and computational error. So these are the sources of error which are like present according to our floating point arithmetic. Now let's discuss that what are these actually like what is the input error, what is the algorithmic error, and what is the computational error. So input error, I'm just sharing the definition with you. Input error, I'm sharing the definition here, and yes, it's visible now. So the input information is merely exact since it comes from experiments, and any experiment can give results on of only limited accuracy. Moreover, the quality or the quantity used can be represented in a computer for only a limited number of digits. That means when we are talking about the input error is actually the values which we are giving. So when we are giving the input to the system, or like when we are using some values in our question, so it's not necessary that value is going to be actually the very exact one or the correct one or the accurate one, because it is coming from different sources. Maybe somewhere it is rounded off, maybe somewhere it is changed. So it's not compulsorily that it will be always the same or exact that it should be. So the input information is merely exact since it comes from different experiments and different sources. So that's the reason of this input error. So the next is actually the algorithmic error. And when we are discussing when we are talking about the algorithmic error, so algorithmic error, like you can say, if direct algorithm based on finite sequence of operations are used, errors due to limited steps don't amplify the existing errors. But if algorithm will, you can say, with the infinite steps are used, the algorithm has to be stopped after a finite number of steps. That means we cannot always use, like in the series kind of questions, you can say, when where we are having the series, like suppose you are having a series x upon 1 factorial plus x square upon 2 factorial, and such kind of series you are having, and it is going till infinite number of terms. Now it's not necessary, like it's not even possible to work on the infinite series, and that time also we have to reduce the values, we have to reduce the series, we have to limit it off at a certain limit. So maybe we are using 20 steps, or we are using 5 steps, or we are using 10 steps, whatever it would be. But we cannot work on an infinite series. So that kind of, like, then when we will be reducing this particular series, so it will be again having some errors actually. Ultimate errors would be there, and those kind of errors are known as algorithmic error. So that's the definition also. If direct algorithms based on finite sequence of operations are used, errors due to limited steps don't amplify the existing errors. But if algorithms with infinite steps are used, the algorithm has to be stopped after a finite number of steps. So we have to stop it after a finite number of steps. So like when we are talking about input error, let me just share it once again. So the input error is actually the one in which you can say, like, which is coming from the different sources and due to which the error is present. The algorithmic error is basically the one which is due to the series and all. When we are having different series, and we have to limit the series, like usually like sometimes we have the infinite series, but we cannot work on the infinite series, so it will be limited, it will be reduced to a limited number of terms. So at that time it will be like there will be some algorithmic errors present. Then the third which arise into the picture, that is the computational error. So let's talk about the computational error. So like when elementary operations such as multiplication or division are used, the number of digits like basically increase greatly, so that the number cannot held fully in register available in a given computer. Like in the computer also, suppose for example you are working in a C language program, so if we want to store the float digits, so like what is the maximum length you can say for the decimal positions? There could be six places of decimal position. Now if our we are multiplying two numbers of like four places, so it will be giving us as the output of 8 digits after the decimal. So 8 digits after the decimal would not be actually accepted by the computer system. So what will be happening? It will be reducing it automatically, it will be truncating it off, and when it will be truncating it off, there will be computational error. In such case, a certain number of digits must be discarded, and this again leads to an error, and that particular kind of error is known as computational error. So I just want to ask to you that whatever like I have discussed till now, the three types of error, the types and their mechanism, like what actually is happening there, is getting clear to you or not? Please tell me. Akansha.
Yes.
Okay, and I hope the screen is clearly visible, like whatever is written.
जी.
Okay, thank you so much. Okay, so let's move further, and now in this types of error, I'm just going to move further, and let's discuss it once again in a deeper way. So, like these were actually the sources of error. These were not the types of error. These were the sources of error. Now we will be discussing the types of error. So when we talk about types of errors, so basically there are few types. First one is known as generated error. It is like GE, we can represent it. So when we talk about the generated error, it is generated due to calculation. So the generated error is basically the type of error which is actually generated due to the calculations. If there is some issue in the calculation and all, so that kind of error will be known as a generated error. Then the second type of error is round off error. So that is RE, that is denoted by RE, and it is actually due to the, you can say, approximation. So yesterday we have studied about the approximation, that how we can approximate the values. So the approximation of any number or value actually leads towards the round off error, because when we are rounding off the values at that time, there is a possibility of some approximation error. Like suppose we were having some value, like you can say like actual value would be, let me just tell you example I'm taking here. Let's say 0.00569848 89, this was my value, and now suppose we are rounding it off to a certain limit. So what will be happening? The values will be affected, the values will be affected, the values will be changed, and some values will be even removed, truncated. So at that point, the type of error which is actually getting generated, that will be actually known as the rounding off error. Okay, rounding off error or round off error, it would be called as. Then after this, it will be like a third type I'm just going to tell when we are talking about the next type. So the next type is going to be the propagated error. So just a second. Okay, so the next type is the propagated error. Now when we talk about the propagated error, so what does it mean? So basically the propagated error is like when, you can say it is when GE or RE, it is due to these two types of error actually. The propagated error actually arises due to the reasons of generated error or the round off error. So due to these two reasons, the propagated error comes into the picture. When GE and RE is used in subsequent steps, error get gets magnified. So basically what is happening here, magnified means increased. So basically what is going to be happened here in the case of propagated error, when suppose in our consecutive, like in our question what we are executing, the you can say the numerical which you are executing in that, when what will be happening, suppose on in some steps we are rounding off, like in the starting maybe the input error is there, so the generated error is coming. So like in the subsequent steps of a particular numerical, if there are GE or RE, that means the generated error or the rounded error, so the leading error which will be generated afterwards, that will be known as the propagated error. And due to these reasons, when the propagated errors come into the picture, then the errors will be magnified, that means it will be increased actually. The fourth kind of error is truncation error. So when we talk about a truncation error, it is due to truncating an algorithm. So when we will be actually truncating some values, suppose as I gave you the example of in the computational, like you can say in the algorithmic error. So when we talked about data series we are having, and that particular series is infinite, and we are going to reduce it to a particular limit. So there, when we are truncating the values, when we are limiting it, so the error could be generated, as you know, and that particular error will be actually coming into the type of truncating error. So I'm just giving you the example for that also, for the truncating error. Let's see one example. Suppose I'm having fx, one series I'm having fx equals to x by let's say fx equals to x by 1 factorial plus x square 2 factorial plus x cube 3 factorial, and so on till infinity. So on till infinity. Then now infinite procedure is there, and infinite procedure we cannot work on, so we have to reduce it. So suppose when we are working with a programming language, so we will be taking some loop for this, so we will be reducing it. Suppose I am reducing it till 20 values, like till 20 steps. So it is now when we are reducing it to this particular level, so what will be generated? First of all the algorithmic error will be coming. You know this thing, we have discussed it right away. So the algorithmic error comes when we are reducing it into the programming. Then suppose I am just having some formula there, simply to implement this particular series into the for loop. So here I'll be just checking some formula regarding to that, and if term is less than 0.0001, then break, and else sum plus equals to term. So what is actually happening here? Now here you can see what is happening. We are having one infinite series, that is the infinite procedure. Infinite procedure cannot be worked with, so we have limited it, we have reduced it to some particular finite limits, that is I have taken this particular to 20. So now when we have reduced it to 20, so the error which is generated, that is known as the algorithmic error. Now here one error has already arisen. Then inside the procedure, like inside this loop, what we are doing, we are going to power, like we are just making this happen. And again, if we are condition the if condition, we are just checking the if condition, and there we are giving the limit, or you can say the condition, that 0.0001. If it is less than that, then the break. Now we are again breaking this 20 also, maybe till 5 or 10 or any particular value. So what will happen? The loop will be breaking till a definite or desired accuracy. And then what will be generated here? The thing which will be generated, that will be the truncation error. So due to this particular limiting, due to this particular breaking, to obtain the desired value, the error which is generated, that will be known as the truncation error. Okay, so I hope these four things are clear now. In case you are having any confusion, you can please ask. like the sources of error which I discussed, the definitions, and now we discussed about the types of errors. So the types of errors. This much is clear,
Yes,
Kansha?
ma'am. जी जी.
Okay, very good, very good. So we can move towards some questions now. Okay, please confirm, is the screen zoomed in?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, thank you. So let's move further. Now let's see some question related to this. Okay, so now error, like we will be going towards the error measures and measures of accuracy simply. So here I am mentioning error measures, and it is also known as the measure of accuracy. So here suppose like whenever we are having a value, if there is some error, so is compulsorily there is compulsorily some accuracy also. Suppose we can say that suppose error is 3%. If I say error is 3%, so obviously the accuracy would be 97%. If the error is 3%, so the automatically the accuracy would be 97%. Now here suppose like firstly what we are having here, the absolute error is present. So the error is named as the absolute error, denoting it with AE. Now the formula for absolute error is actually that we have to just minus this x from x, like xa from x. X is the actual value and xa is the value of the absolute error, the error which we are having. So that will be minusing from here. Akansha, I'll suggest you to please mute yourself when you have to ask anything. Then you can unmute yourself, please. Okay, thank you. So here, absolute error, and then the second is relative error. So relative error can be denoted by RE. So here it is like in relative error we can we need to know that for what base the error has occurred. So in the relative error we actually need to know that for what base the error has occurred. Suppose I am having RE, so like RE I am denoting for the relative error, so we will be having this x minus xa, oh sorry, upon x itself. That means that first of all like we will be having the absolute error value and then the actual value beside that, in the denominator. So this is actually the way of going for the relative error. Okay, this is the formula for relative error. Now the third one is the percentage error, so let's see that also. So the third one I'm just telling that is going to be the percentage error. So it can be easily denoted by PE simply. So here I am taking PE equals to x minus XA upon x, and now as it is the percentage error, so we have to take this into 100 because this is the percentage error, and whenever we are having the output, like whatever output we are having for the percentage error, we will be putting percentage symbol there. So here I am having PE equals to, like this is, this is RE itself. We have just calculated away the value that this is the RE. So we can just write away RE in place of this particular formula directly. So here we are just writing RE into 100. So this RE into 100 is now denoting the percentage error. So let me just show you all these things, whatever we just saw, and then we will move towards some question related to that, for to these basically the errors. So the errors are of three types: absolute error, relative error, and the percentage error. And the question comes related to this only from this particular portion. Just to measure or calculate the errors, and the name of the error will be given in the question, that which error you have to calculate, you have to justify. So let me just take one question here. Okay, so I'm just taking one question here, question one. Okay, so if pi equals to 3.14, so the pi value is given. If pi equals to 3.14, instead of 22 by 7, then find the relative error and percentage error. This is the question. If pi equals to 3.14, instead of 22 by 7, then find the relative error and the percentage error. So this you have to calculate in this particular question. So how we can do that? Now here we will be having the actual value. So actual value, we know that is 22 by 7 for the pi, and like here the actual value is given as 3.1, like the not given, the actual value is actually like we have when you will be dividing it with the help of calculator. So you will be getting this value. Simply I am just writing the complete value here. Actually it would be 57. So here I have written the value. When you will be dividing 22 by 7, then you will be getting this particular value. So that is the actual value in the decimal notation. Now the approximate value which is given in the question. So approximate value or approximated value which is given in the question, that is 3.14, because these values are truncated. Now you know this, that these values are truncated, and now it is actually the truncated error, truncation error, which we have studied right now. So how we will be calculating the relative error, as the question asks to calculate the relative error. So here the formula is x minus xa upon x. So here now like x minus xa, like we will be minusing this value, like this value will be minusing from this value. This is x, this is xa. Okay, this is xa and this is x. So I'm just writing the calculated value here, 0.00. You can just use the calculator to calculate this right away, upon the value of x, that is 3.142857. So like here what I have written, I have written the calculated value, that is 3.142857 minus 3.14. After subtracting 3.14 from x, like xa from x, you will be getting this particular value upon x. X is this, so I have written it here. And after
So ये
dividing it,
जीरो
like you need
पॉइंट
the
जीरो
calculator.
जीरो टू एट वैल्यू कैसे आई?
That only I am telling, that you are minusing x minus xa. So you are subtracting
ओके ओके
3.1428. Okay. So then when you like you need the calculator, just I have calculated and written here. You can just simply use the calculator and it will be giving the same values. So this is from calculator itself. Then re, when you will be dividing this, now again you need the calculator to calculate the large value. With the help of calculator, it will be giving soon, answer will be coming soon. So you will be dividing it and you will be getting the value 0.0009. So this is now the relative error. So first thing which was to calculate the relative error we have done. The next thing which we have to do, that is the percentage error. We have to calculate the percentage error. So this is a relative error, simple formula, simple implementation. Now let's see that how you can go for the percentage error. So the formula for the percentage error is simple. We just have to take PE equals to RE into 100. That means PE equals to RE value was like 0.0009 into 100 we take, and what we will be getting, we will be getting 0.09%. As I told you that when you have the value of the percentage error, you have to put the percentage symbol after this. So this is the complete solution of your question, as it was given the question. So its complete solution is this: both the values we have calculated, the relative error and the percentage error. Is this clear?
यस मैम.
Okay, very good. Let's go for one more program. Sorry, one more question, one more numerical. So here I'm just telling one more. Okay, let's see the question first of all. Let's understand the question first of all, and that is like, what is the, like it ask again for the relative error. What is the relative error in the computation of x minus y where actually they have given the values of x and y. X equals to 0.3721448693. This is the value of x here. Then y equals to, and y value is given, and y equals to 0.3720214371. This is the given value of y. So relative error has been asked here when you are minus, like making this x minus 1, so x minus y, so the values of x and y are these. And also it is said with 5 decimal digit of accuracy. So when you know you need to calculate the accuracy, so we have done that yesterday, so the same we will be implementing today also for this particular question. Now what actual value we have? Actual value according to the question is going to be x minus y, and that is actually going to be like actual value equals to, like after minusing like x minus y, when you will be doing, just use the calculator for it, and the value which you will be getting, that is going to be 0.001234322. Okay, after calculating this, you will be getting the actual value, that is the value of x minus y. Okay, so x minus y value this is. Now the approximate value for this, according to 5 decimal digit accuracy, according to the question as it is given, it as it is asked, so you will be having 0.00012, and that is the approximate value here. Now what you have to calculate, you have to calculate the relative error. So let's see the relative error also. So here I am just telling the relative error. So RE equals to x minus xa upon x. So we have the value of x minus xa. I am writing directly after minusing. What is x here? X is the actual value, and y is the approximate value. So this actual value minus the approximate value, when you will be subtracting this value from this value, so what you will be getting, you will be getting, you can say 0.00000, 5 times 0 it is 34322 upon the value of x, that is 0.00012343322. So that is the division, and after dividing it again you will be requiring the calculator simply. So what you will be getting, you will be getting 0.0278. After dividing this you will be getting this value, and this is the relative error according to the formula as we have it. So this is the question and its relevant solution. Now in this particular question, the percentage error is not asked, like here it is not asked, but if you want to just calculate the percentage error, you can just do it simply, because you know the formula of the percentage error is, like it's not asked in this question, but I am telling, RE into 100 you have to do. So you know that the value of RE is here 0.0278 into 100. That means you will be getting PE equals to 2.78%, because the percentage error is always given in with the percentage sign. So this is the complete question with additional information of the percentage error in front of you. Okay, this is clear. So with this, the first unit has been completed. You can just check it afterwards in your book also, you can tally it. This unit has been completed. So today's class I will be terminating here only. Related questions you are having in the exercise of your unit only. So you can just refer them, first thing. Another thing, yeah, so next class it will be tomorrow, and in the next class I will be simply starting with second unit of your book. Okay, first block, second unit. The video recording you will be getting in the app itself. Okay then.